Right, let's see if this works any better. I'm aware that there's no one here, but that's okay. I'm just going to keep talking and hopefully people will reappear eventually. Oh dear God. I have no idea if my sound is working. I have no idea if my chat is working. Technical issues always happen to me and I'm very, very sorry. I will get the hang of this eventually. To be honest, I love doing these streams and I'm going to continue doing them, but I think I need some extra help with this channel trying to make things work. So I may be looking to see if I can bring some people in, maybe like as a podcast or something like that, just to have people to talk to as well as not just having me sitting here talking to everyone. But yeah, like I was saying, so to continue on from my previous point, the point of me going to Empire was to trial me having my son at Empire for the first time. Not just at Empire, but at LARP. And one thing that I desperately learned is that my son, while he will cope well with LARP, he's not ready for me to take him to LARP by myself. As in, my husband has to still be staff at the Lorien Trust. If I was to take him to the Lorien Trust, my son, then I would have to be fully responsible for him. And me and my son are not quite ready for that because my son is autistic. I'm very open about that. And I want to make sure that he is comfortable and he is happy. And what makes him happiest when he is feeling a little bit out of his depth is to be with both his mummy and his daddy, because he knows that if he is with us, then everything is fine and we're safe. Like literally, he doesn't like being separate from us at all if he's not in his comfort zone. Like my husband took him to the toilet to get him his nappy change. My son had a complete freak out because I wasn't going with them. And yeah, so he doesn't like it. So I don't think my son is ready for me to go and take him to LARP and then him not be able to interact with his dad whenever he wants. So because of that, I cannot really take my son to the Lorien Trust, at least not yet. And because I cannot take my son to the Lorien Trust yet, and because my general childcare for him won't take him for a 4-day long event, fact of the matter is I am about to dial back the amount of time I spend at the Lorien Trust until my son either is able to cope with being at LARP without my husband full time, or my husband steps down as staff from the Lorien Trust, which I know he does not want to do for quite some time. Which is his right, because he very much enjoys being staff. He likes writing plots for LARP, and that is his great joy. And I'm not going to take that away from him because it makes him very happy, as annoying it is for him to be telling me all of his plot ideas across the winter when the LARP event is not for another 4.5 months. How to see true love? You put up with that shit. Overly keen LARPers talking at you for months on end. Yeah, so I am dialing back my time at the Lorien Trust until my son is more able to cope with the circumstances out there. There's also other bits as well which I'm concerned about. My son is can only be described as a runner. He will mad dash away because he loves to play tag and he loves to be chased, which means he will run away at any opportunity because he thinks it's a game, which is great and very cute, except for the part where he runs into places that are not safe. We had to steer him away from several fires at Empire, which we were able to do because there were multiple of us chasing after him. And we need to keep him away from people who are fighting with big sticks because he's very small and he could get very hurt. And the fact is, at the Lorien Trust, there's a lot of unexpected battles in big open spaces where, you know, he could easily run into, and that's not safe for him. It's not safe for players, and it's generally irresponsible of me to put anyone in that set of circumstances in the first place. So long story short of it, I am cutting back on my time at the Lorien Trust, but I don't want to give up LARPing. So my husband and me are kind of at an agreement where I can go to a lot more Empire events And to some of these Empire events, my husband and my son are going to come with me so that we can all LARP together as a family, because I believe family LARPing is the best thing since sliced bread. You should always LARP with your family, because playing pretend with children is so fun, because they get really into it and they love it when parents get into it and they're like all slaying dragons together. It's great. So yeah. So I'm actually hoping to be at Empire E3 at the moment. It is on my to-do list. I'm currently working out logistics because I need to find a way to get there. And I need to find a way to get my tent and all my stuff there. And I may have a way, but I need to talk to people first. It's because it's all about the logistics. As long as I can get there, then everything will be fine. But we'll see how it goes. My hope is to go to E3. I am definitely coming to E4. My husband has already agreed to come to E4 with my son. A bunch of my other friends are coming to E4 as well. But I think I'm the only one that's going to go to E3. So I'll be on my own, which means I can go off and do what I like, which means I will come to Dawn, Mike, and get to do all that exploring in Dawn that I didn't get to do at this event. So that is the current plan, is to do E3 and E4 this year now, which I genuinely wasn't expecting to do. I was expecting to do E2 and E4 because that was always my plan. But I was expecting to do a lot more of Lorien Trust, and because now it's just not feasible for me to do that with my son, I'm now looking at other options. And I love big fest LARP systems. I just do. I love the environment of having lots of people around and seeing it as like a bustling living world. That's a big thing for me. I like the immersion of being in a bustling world, and the Lorien Trust has always given that to me. It's a very different kind of bustling world to Empire, because it is it's a little goofier, and it's not as aesthetically cohesive as Empire. But I don't go to the Lorien Trust for cohesive aesthetic. I go there because I want to play whatever the hell I like, and do that with other people who are being equally creative and silly. And sometimes that's just what you want from LARP, and that's great. But I also like the idea of Empire with its very cohesive and aesthetic, and the storylines that people are telling together, and this whole thing of economic role play and sociological kind of role play. It's very different. I love it. I think I love that atmosphere, and I just want to go back and essentially just immerse myself in that world again. So yeah, I will be happily going to E3 as long as I can work out my logistics. I already know how I'm going to pay for my ticket, so that's fine. And I've got a bunch of videos I'm going to be shooting in the meantime as well, because that's the thing that I really liked about E2, was it really sparked my keen for my channel. Because I know I keep saying that I've not been able to film videos because I've been unwell and stuff like that, but part of that unwellness has been up here, because you just get tired with not necessarily my channel, but just with other things going on in my life, and it's just like I just need to not do stuff. And when I came home from E2, I was like, I can make a video about this, and I can make a video about this. I got some footage that I filmed in the out of character time before time in. So if anyone's questioning any footage I have from Empire, it was all filmed before 10 o'clock in the morning. As are all my photos taken, because while I love the in-character photographers and they are great, and I'm not a professional photographer, I just have my little digital camera and that's fine. But I take pictures. I tend to take pictures at LARPs in general at 6-7 o'clock in the morning, because the lighting is spectacular. I love that golden hour lighting, and there's nobody about, so you can really capture like the quiet beauty of like a LARP setting. Sounds so dumb. It sounds so dumb. You'll see it's on my TikTok at the moment, a video where I literally just walk out of my tent and then just play the Hobbit, what's it called? I don't know, I can't remember, the Hobbit Shire music, as I just do a panning shot around, the camp and all these beautiful tents and the sun shining through the trees. And it's sad. It's truly sad. I will get up early in the morning at LARP just to take photographs and to film, panning shots of tents. It's terribly uncreative, but it looks great. You know, people like what they like. So yeah, my plan is to be at E3. Definitely will be at E4. I've got other LARPs coming up after that, but I've told you about those many times, so I won't bore you with that now. But yeah, Empire has really, really re-sparked my keen for LARP. It's not that I'd lost it. I think it's just that it was kind of a sort of, it was like a set of glowing coals, like, they weren't like dead coals and they were still glowing quite well. But Empire's kind of set it back up into a bonfire. And I've got so much stuff I want to get done. There's so many things I want to make. There's so much different things I would like to do with the decor of my tent. I've already got an Amazon basket full of crap that I need to buy to make my tent look even cooler. And yeah, I'm really, really ready to go back already. I didn't want to leave. And frankly, as well, I've not had the LARP drop that a lot of people get. That bit where they come home and they're like, oh, my mundane life. I don't want to be living a mundane life. I don't care. I don't feel like I'm living my mundane life because all I can think about is what I want to do Empire next. So I have got that keen that I had back when I was 22, 23 years old and I was starting LARP for the first time. Oh no, I gave away my age. Not that old. But when I was starting LARP, sort of when I was that age and I had that keen and I was, straight into it, all that thing. It was so much fun. And I just want to get back there. No questions about it. I just want to get back there and go and do more stuff. And I want to go and see people. I need to go and see all of my online LARP content creator friends. Because I didn't go. That's another reason I need to go to Dawn, because loads of them are in Dawn. I need to go and find Morgan again from LARPs and Tarps. But I need to go and meet Robin and her partner's name, whose name has just escaped my head, and I'm very sorry. They had to having to roll hair. I want to say Oliver. That sounds right. Oliver and Robin sounds like a familiar thing, and I feel really bad if that's wrong. And I'm so sorry if those are wrong names, but my brain has completely fried from the sun. But they're in Dawn, and I need to go and find them and meet them in real life because I've not actually met them in real life, which is a crime when you're at the same event. So yeah, I've got to go and meet so many people. And I've had a couple of messages from people who saw me at the event and didn't want to come bother me because I was with my family. And I was like, no, you should have come and bothered me. No, it's not a bother. I want to see people. I need friends. I like new friends. It makes me happy. I did kind of make some new friends. That was quite good. I sat down randomly at lunch. We were still looking for a table. We sat at a table. There were two other people there. They were clearly from Dawn as well, because Dawnish people are everywhere. And we got chatting, and they were like, "Oh yeah, this is our second event. We've only just started coming. We're really, really enjoying it. We've only done one LARP system before." And they're like, "Oh, that's cool. What other LARP have you done?" And they went, "Oh, well, we've been playing the last few years at the Lorraine Trust." Cool. What faction are you in? Oh, we're in the Lions. That's the faction I'm in. That's the faction that my husband's been in. And we're like, oh my, and it's just like, yeah, it turns out there were from a new group in the Lions. I say new group. They were new for the fact that they weren't there when I went to staff. So yeah. The point is, is that we sat down at a random table, found people who know people from the lot we've already been at. So yeah, it is Robin and Oliver. I'm not insane. I knew no names. Yes. I need to go find people. Yeah, so went all the way to Empire and ended up finding lots of LARPers from the Lorien Trust, because loads of them are starting to go to Empire, because it's, I think we're all just wanting to try more stuff and see more people and do more things. So yeah, all my friends are slowly joining the trek to the Lorien Trust, from the Lorien Trust. I say from, we're still going to the Lorien Trust, but we're also now going to Empire, and it's going to be really fun. So yes, it's all glorious. I need to go and do stuff. I didn't see any of my Empire friends while I was at Empire. I didn't manage to go and see Steve over in Wintermark. I didn't get to go over to Dawn and see all of them there. No, that's not true. I saw one person. I saw, oh, name has escaped me. I saw one of the LARP and TARPs lot. Oh, and its name has completely gone from my head. And I'm going to have to Google. It's so shameful because I speak to them not as regularly as I would like. Oh, don't. I'd like to say don't tell them that their names have gone from my head, but it's blatantly obvious when I'm capturing it on camera. Oh, right. Come on, where are you? It's not Tom, it's not Morgan, it's the other one. Oh, just pointless. Pointless. I feel like I should be shot for not doing as well as I should. Okay. Come on, there's got to be a description here somewhere of all of you. This is not fair. No, it's gone from my head. Oh, I'm a terrible human being. Anyway, I saw one of the LARPs and TARPs lot who I was very happy to see. And we had a good chat in the morning because she's also in Navarre now. She wasn't in Navarre last year, though. She was in a different lot and she joined Navarre this year. I don't know if it's because her old character died or if she just wanted to try something new. But either way, we're both in Navarre now and we got to have a chat and that was really cool. And I didn't get to chat with anybody else because I didn't see anyone and that's my own fault. So I'm going to have to go and be a better friend and learning things. I also still have not been to the Hall of Worlds or to or gone off and done a ritual yet. I was supposed to join a coven this event and I spent so much time running after my son I didn't even get to go over to the Dancing Leaf. So I'm going to say steading, the Dancing Leaf steading, and see them all, even though they were literally opposite me. I felt awful. I'm so sorry. So Debbie, if you see this, I am really, really sorry. I meant to come over and then I just lost track of time with my son and I got tired and then I felt bad that I hadn't come over. So I got task paralysis on it. So I am really sorry. I will make it up to you because I do like you lot very much and you were also lovely to me last year. So I will come and see you at E3 if I make it and I will bring snacks as an apology. Message me if there's any allergies that so I don't accidentally kill one of you because I really don't want to do that. I didn't get to see people. I did so much and I got to do and went around and do so many things that I barely got to see anyone and I feel awful about that. I did get to have bubble tea and as I learned pink lemonade with kiwi bubbles in it is awesome and looks like frog spawn. And I will be having that again because frog spawn is exactly the aesthetic my character wants to have. I'm going to just go down there with a massive cup and just be like, I want the frog spawn with pink lemonade and see if they'll give it to me. Yeah, oh, it's such a good time. I want to go back tomorrow. I want to go back now. I would happily just sit in those woods for weeks and weeks on end. I need to do some more in character, not in character cooking. Well, I do need to do in character cooking, but I need to do some actual camp cooking because we fed ourselves at the vendors, and trust me, all that food's nice. But I really miss cooking campfire food. Haven't done it in so long, and I have so many recipes for it. And I also sound very stupid, but I kind of want to be that woman who just if people come along, I just have mushroom soup over the fire that people can just do you want a cup of mushroom soup and just freak them all out. My aim in my old age is to live up to the great big bump in my nose and become a witch and a witch-like lady in the woods scaring away small children because they think that I'm going to eat them. That's my ambition for my old age. And I don't see why I can't live that now, just not old. I can do that as a 30-something-year-old woman. Just in the woods, in Navarre with mushroom soup. So, yeah. Oh, it's all mental. Anyway, so much just going on for Empire. I've got to go back. I've got to make more props. I've got to sort out travel. And I am really, really keen for LARP again, which is really, really nice to have. Fresh vegan pancakes with a big hit too. I am not surprised, but I was most in love with the toasty van. That toasty van was glorious, and the smoothie van. But that's because smoothies were good. Smoothies, iced tea, all of it. I need to make iced tea. Oh, there's so many things. I just now want toasties and iced tea for my dinner. I might have that anyway. I'm not eating yet. Right. I'm going to end it here because I could just keep going on about food vendors and all this other stuff at Empire. I will finish on saying that Empire has dramatically restored my keen for, LARP in general. And I hope that that is going to reflect in me getting more stuff out and getting more proactive for my channel again. And generally just having a good time enjoying being a LARPer. Because it sometimes is very hard to enjoy when you've got so much stuff going on, like cost of living, raising a child, working a full-time job. A lot of that is really quite straining. Plus, as well, just to add to it for reference, I live in Nottingham in the UK. And if you aren't aware, we had an incident a few days ago which resulted in 3 people getting murdered and an additional 3 people getting injured in the city centre, which is literally a mile from where I live. And that is, I'm not going to sit around and say, oh, that could have been me. Was not going to be me, because it happened at a time of the day where I don't go out, in an area of the city where I don't live. So I'm not going to sit there and go, oh my God, that could have been me. But it is still quite freaky when these things, happen close to home. And I'm not going to say it's like a thing on the scale of, like things that happen in London or Manchester or anything like that. It's not. But even so, 3 people who were part of my community died. And that is still sad. That's still sad. So that's something that's sort of going on this week as well. But that's okay. And, there's plenty going on. So I want to do this again next month because I'm enjoying this streak so much. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to move it a little bit further. And I think we should do this on the 7th of July, which is the Friday after my birthday. And we can talk about what's going on that, because that is exactly 3 weeks before Empire E3. And I can tell you all the stuff that I have done to prep between now and then. So stick that in your calendar, the 7th of July. I'm very much looking forward to it. And yeah, so have a good one. If you're here in the UK, and it's your birthday, Mike. Hey, happy birthday, fellow Cancerians. My mum's birthday's on the 9th. So many good birthdays in early July. And my sister's more on the 1st. It's all good. Yay. So I'll let you off if you're not here, Mike. You clearly will have better things to do than listen to me rant on your birthday. So I will excuse your absence. But yeah, so if you're here in the UK, please, please, please stay safe in the weather. Make sure you're staying cool. Don't get heat exhaustion. Drink as much as you can. Cool showers. If you get hot in the night, take a t-shirt, put it in your shower, wring out, get it soaked, wring out all of the dripping water until it's not dripping anymore, put it back on and then sit in front of a fan. Trust me, you will fall right asleep feeling beautifully cold. Yeah, stay happy, stay healthy. Do not let this heat beat you. And I will see you on a battlefield very soon. Bye.